Hello and welcome to another Inbox. I'm your host, Jessica. It's delicious and it's local. I'm talking about farm to table. Here is a story about a very popular food movement. 50 miles north of San Francisco are wide open spaces. Fresh air to breathe, and the only tweeting is made by the birds. Here in Petaluma, California, your neighbors are cows and sheep. Miriam and Josh live here on their ranch.
We like to farm, we like to raise animals, and we like to cook. You know, you just live your life, and after a while, all of your friends raise pigs, and all of your friends raise cows, and a lot of your friends make cheese, and your friend over here raises amazing herbs, and then you're just sourcing from your community. It makes it really nice and easy.
They have been cooking professionally for 7 years. They own the Wishbone restaurant, combining farming and cuisine.
Josh and I started our first restaurant right before farm to table was a really big thing.
I think really honestly it started because we were really tired of working for other people.
Oh, we have a farm. All we know how to do is cook and be a restaurant and work in a restaurant.
You know, it helped make farms and we helped make restaurants and we're all doing it kind of together.
And the best way to keep the ranch together, as you see, our entire family lives here.
One of the fastest growing trends today is farm to table, producing food locally and delivering that food to local customers.
Farm to table, and I think that a lot of chefs and restaurants and ranchers are trying to do what they think is the right thing, and the right thing is what makes you feel good at the end of the day. And these are really good. Put those in salads. They taste so tasty.
I'm new to the ranching thing, so I constantly feel like I have no idea what I'm doing at all. But at the same time, you know, we learn as fast as we can, and we work as hard as we can and as smart as we can, and I think that we create something that is really unique.
The farm to table movement began in the 1960s when Alice Waters opened up Chez Panisse in Berkeley, California.
It all started here at Alice's temple, Chez Panisse, in Berkeley, California.
We're going to be spit roasting tonight this pork, and so that's getting ready.
She's pretty awesome. She's super inspiring. When I first started really getting into food, I worked at a bookstore in Cotati, and one of the owners there, Barbara, gave me Alice Waters' autobiography. And she's like, you should read this. You should definitely read this.
10 years ago, the movement began to really take off.
Wishbone is actually our third restaurant. We decided that we wanted to kind of pay an homage to our old restaurant, so we used the old logo, which was a wishbone. And then at the end, we decided that was perfect because wishbone, it's symbolic for food.
Until the 20th century, the food we ate was local. Then refrigeration came, so food could come from further away. But that created a dependence on processed food.
I grew up eating horrible, awful frozen food all the time. But at the same time, I think that's very generational. You know, I think American eating habits are generally pretty bad.
Julia Child's food programs showed Americans how home cooking could be an art.
And you need a bowl, and you need some butter, some salt and pepper, and some eggs.
Today, this healthier lifestyle trend is growing in popularity.
I will spend most of my day running around and gathering ingredients and stuff. Because we're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Josh does most of the breakfast, and I do most of the dinner.
You don't want people to come in and be like, oh, we're doing a beef hash and a beef this and a beef that.
Our menu changes really frequently. Part of that is so that we stay entertained, and also because we're gathering things from all over the county, what's good today might not be good tomorrow.
They go from really good to no good in an hour.
The morels, and they're this big to that big, and they have a big black top, looks like a funny knit hat.
Everything they cook is seasonal.
They have a really, really short life. They're only here for a little bit. And they're super special.
Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
First thing I feel is that I don't want to waste it, that it's precious. We really appreciate our animals. I don't have like a very close relationship with some of them. You know, we were up there, I was like, oh, this is Flower, and I loved her. But the ones that you know are going to slaughter, you're like, okay, like this is the deal.
To the garden.
When we get things out of the garden, I feel the same way. When I get something, I'm like, this has to work, it has to be good, and it has to be precious. And they'll be fine till later. I love where we are, and we're definitely going to keep doing what we are doing where we are now.
For Miriam and Josh, bringing the farm to your table is not a job. It's their passion. It was delicious. It went from farm to table and into my stomach. I'm Jessica.